Holy smoke, Scorpio. Wow. This is actually a pretty darn good reading. I love it. Exciting. Okay. So far, the first kind of good reading that I've gotten so far this week. All right, y'all. So the underlying energy is the Two of Wands. So this is all about picking a direction and going with it. Okay. If you have a direction in which, if you have a, choice to make, or you're stuck at a crossroads, this is what it's about. Okay. It's about picking the path and going for it. If this is what you want, if this is your passion, make it happen. Because you got it. This is everything, this is great. Now, yes, it's one of those feelings, one of those things that come up with the Queen of Cups, especially when it comes to relationships, that there is a bit of a vulnerable feeling, especially when it comes to love. But I feel like there is a lot of grounding energy, King of Pentacles. And I do feel like there's this safety within this connection that allows you to be very vulnerable. Okay? Now, one of the beautiful things is that there is a lot of love when the Queen of Cups comes up. There's a lot of love, there's a lot of love, there's a lot of love. And even though she may not go out of her way to, do things, she's a great healer, and she is someone that is very, very emotionally in tune to her intuition. Okay. So, with all that said, let's go ahead and get into this. Your current state of being, y'all, is the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. Eight of Pentacles. So, there's a lot of focus, there's a lot of diligence, there's a lot of hard work being put into this relationship. And it's coming from both parties. There's a lot of working on, building a foundation, building something that's safe and stable within the relationship. I feel like both parties are feeling very vulnerable since the Queen of Cups came up. You would come up as the kings here, not the queens. I do get this feeling that for both parties, potentially, if not for your other half, who you see as your person, it's a very vulnerable situation, but there's a lot of love here. And I feel like there's a building of a fortress to protect that love and protect that, that special place of, sensitivity. Now, with that being all said, I do feel like this, the desired outcome for the relationship or for your reading here has a lot to do with the King of Swords. Maybe it is about being very serious or being very, stern and direct in regards to what your truth truly is. Right? Or maybe standing by your truth and leading with the clarity of your truth. Okay. I do get this feeling here, but being absolute and not uncompromising in regards to your own truth, that could be it too. But the thing that's potentially keeping this energy at bay or keeping this energy from progressing has a lot to do with the Strength card. Yes, it's going to require a lot of bravery when it comes to the King of Swords to be this way, to be very stern, to be very absolute about what your truth is and non-compromising about it. And it does require courage, which means bravery. So I do get this feeling that it's going to require a bit of bravery to move forward in this relationship and to be solid in regards to what it is that you want from both parties, for the relationship, for yourself and for your partner. But also, most importantly, I feel like the King of Swords talks about communicating, master of communicating, master of conveying their truth. You know what I'm saying? He's very clear on his truth, and I feel like in order to master this for the relationship, it will require diligence, constant effort, and pushing forward. Okay, bravery as well, because ultimately you have clarity here anyway. The sun is showing, the sun is shining on everything. There's no shadows in sight. Okay, everything's being brightly lit, and there's the path to happiness. And I think that's why this Two of Wands is coming to be underlying energy, because there is options. There's this, all you see is passion. All you see is an adventure ready to begin. It's all about picking the path to go forth and running with it. Make it happen. Now, with the Ten of Cups coming up in the best path to follow, I really feel like it's talking about being in the moment with the situation, because the Ten of Cups is a happily ever after. It's a very, it's a wrapping up of an emotional cycle, but it's ultimately showing the results of the journey that you've been on for a while, the emotional journey. And considering that you have the Sun and the Ten of Cups here, this is a really good ending of a cycle. I mean, it's showing that, hey, despite everything that y'all have been through, you are now starting to, you can really enjoy where you are. Okay. This could talk about ending an emotional cycle altogether, considering like the King of Swords is here, which is talking about being serious and maybe having to cut people because they're not exactly resonating with your truth or resonating with your truth anymore. But I don't feel like, I feel like it's maybe resonating for some people. Also, you guys could be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or a Leo. But the thing here is, I do get this feeling, is like it's kind of like being in the moment with the Ten of Cups, right? Enjoying the moment with the Ten of Cups. I'm going to go ahead and pull you guys an extra card here for the Ten of Cups to see what else they have to say with this advice, with this energy. All right. I saw that. I saw that. The Six of Cups is trying to come out. The Hermits. Okay. So I really feel like, yeah, it's about taking a step back and really healing from a situation. But most importantly, being in the moment. The Hermit is always in the moment, and he's always looking at the details and finding the answers within himself. So with the Hermit and the Ten of Cups, I feel like it's talking about, you know, completing a cycle in regards to the isolation or the time necessary, time needed to take a step back. Or this could be that, you know, there was a period of kind of, you know, being kind of reserved and looking within the self, but now it's time to kind of return back to the world in a way. Complete that cycle and come back to the world, and then, you know, to establish the truth that you've gained in this process. But not just that, I feel like the confidence that you have based off of everything that you've been through, I feel like it's time to utilize that. You've been working very hard now, and really utilizing that that confidence in this, you know, this ending of a cycle. It can really help. But most importantly, I really feel like it's talking about being in the moment. Okay, because I mean, it does bring up confidence here. You got two confidence cards. These two individuals, the King of Swords and Pentacles, they're very confident in themselves. So I do get this feeling that with the Hermit energy, it's talking about this is a completion of a cycle in regards to building your confidence. So it's like pretty much, yeah, living in the moment with it. Now, guys, in your feelings, you have the Ace of Wands rather. So this could be a spark of a new beginning. This could be something new and exciting coming in. And I really feel like this energy with this Ace of Wands is talking about, you know, just ready to start something fresh, ready to start something new, going on a new adventure, going on a new journey with your partner, starting something passionate with your relationship, or starting something passionate with somebody that you know that you want to continue, that you want to build something with, or just have some fun, right? Because the Two of Wands is there, right? You're trying to pick a wand to go and start the Ace of Wands. So it's very interesting that this two cards come up. So your hopes and fears is indicating here hopes. Your hope, your dreams. I feel like the hopes and fears is coming up to show that there is this desire to really go after this, you know, to go after a dream that you may have felt at one point was out of reach, and, you know, very difficult to get. But I do feel like right now, considering that there is this path that you can see, there's clarity in a situation, there's an openness, this, you know, there's the potential for happiness now. There is this desire to really go for it and run with it. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Now, in your outcome, you do have the King of Pentacles, which does talk about committing, talks about hard work, talks about feeling grounded. There's also, you know, consider the family person, someone that is very grounded, right? And I do feel like this is the commitment that you have for the relationship, commitment that you have for yourself, and also ultimately confidence in yourself regarding building something long term, something that's stable, something that shows, you know, that shows a bit of yourself and provides you with the safety and security that you need, feeling rock solid. And I feel like with this relationship, I feel like you can really show your commitment. You really have been showing your commitment all this time with Eight of Pentacles. It's not all about just keep going, keep moving forward, keep pushing through. You're gonna get the star energy. I really feel that. There's nothing stopping you right now, Scorpio, okay? Let's go ahead and take a look at your whispers of love. And we will kind of wrap this up, because this, I'm gonna let y'all go so you guys continue doing the best you can. All right, Scorpio, what is the whispers of love for your love life this week? Whoa, that was trying to come out, but it didn't. It fell face down, so I'm not gonna pick that up. All right, and the card for you guys is, wow. Listen with your heart. You are listening to what is being said to you, but you need to listen with a loving heart. That is something I feel like y'all are doing, because the Strength card is talking about, it's talking about control of oneself, the control of oneself, and that is understanding and showing compassion to the heart portion of ourselves, or the passionate portion of ourselves, understanding that, hey, we may be feeling something, but right now there is something that we need to get through. It's showing compassion to yourself, and I feel like listen to it with your heart. This is pretty much what the Hermit and the Ten of Cups is speaking of, just the same as the Strength card. This is love that you guys are building here. So yeah, listen to your heart. Listen with your heart. Communication is key, of course, but as long as there is, compassion involved, just like as I saw with the Queen of Cups, you guys are headed in the right direction, I feel. Well, of course, the right direction in which you guys want to go. The only right direction. Oh, I saw that. Nope. The only right direction that I see is wherever makes you guys happy. So, with that being said, you guys have building blocks as your wisdom of the Oracle card. Okay, so this is talking about definitely talking about building solid foundation, building a grounded place, building something that's grounded, building something that supports the both of you, that's a safe space, safe haven for both you and your partner. Showing support to one another, showing grounded energy for one another. Like, this is definitely coming up here. And I do get this feeling that with the constant diligence that you guys have been showing in this relationship, with Strength here, the more you keep moving forward, the more you focus on how you can, focusing on each other, learning each other, building boundaries within the relationship for yourself, to protect yourself as much as it is to protect the relationship, right? To doing all those things, it will build this very stable foundation. It will. And if you think this Ten of Pentacles is just the outcome that's going to come soon, you guys are already kind of showing this already, this King of Pentacles, that you're committed and you're willing to work hard to build something that is going to stand the test of time with your partner. But I feel like the King of Swords is ultimately, you just want to be in a place where it's more safe. It's surrounded by your truth. It represents who you truly are. And it truly shines a beautiful light that you guys have inside of you guys.